Building solutions that work requires us to constantly push ourselves beyond our limits. We are about to witness the evolution of teams that are determined to make a mark, transform lives, and build for the future. The last 3 months have been a gruesome and enlightening process at the Telecel Asip Accelerator. We worked with 11 startups across multiple verticals that include fintech, edtech, health tech, agri-tech, and it is such an honor to share what they've been up to. This is the Telecel Group Asip Accelerator Demo Day 2021, powered by Startup Bootcamp Afritech.
Welcome to the inaugural Demo Day for the Telecel ASIP Accelerator Program powered by Startup Bootcamp Afritech. We are a Pan-African program scouting for African solutions for African challenges. Thank you for joining us today as we showcase some of the most exciting early-stage startups on the African continent. Today we're excited to share another first. This is the first ever Demo Day for a world-class accelerator program in West Africa. And the location for this milestone achievement is none other than the D-Hub from DARE FJ in Dakar. We are being graciously hosted at the invitation of the Honorable Papa Amadou Sarr and the Délégation Générale à l'Entrepreneuriat Rapide des Femmes et des Jeunes. They have welcomed us here, and the hospitality has made us feel truly at home. The senior team here at DARE has been incredible, and they're among the most forward-thinking and innovative of any government we've ever worked with in Africa. Senegal was one of the first countries on the continent to pass a Startup Act, and they are empowering the innovation ecosystem through direct investments as well as through support programs. Startup Bootcamp Afritech and the ASIP Accelerator Program are proud to be one of these initiatives. I would like to extend our greatest thanks to the Telecel Group, the founders of the African Startup Initiative Program and the anchor partners for the ASIP Accelerator Program. In particular, Telecel Group CEO Mo Demouche, who founded the initiative in 2018, and ASIP Director Eleanor Azar, who has been working tirelessly to every single day to bring this vision to reality. None of this would have been possible without your shared commitment to empowering the future of the African tech ecosystem. We have also had the support of many other senior members of the Telecel team who have engaged with our startups and made possible the pilots and the proof of concept projects which you are going to hear about today. The secret sauce behind Startup Bootcamp Afritech is corporate startup collaboration, and Telecel Group has demonstrated this through direct engagement across all aspects of the organization. Many of you are very familiar with the work that Startup Bootcamp has done and the impact we have had all around the world. We've also been incredibly successful here on the African continent. We were the very first multi-corporate backed accelerator program to launch all the way back in 2017. If you include the current cohort, 40 startups have graduated from our programs. To share a bit more about our vision and our track record scaling African solutions for African challenges, please enjoy this video.
Before the end of the century, 1/3 of all the people on the planet will be African. Within the next 8 years, the population of Africa is projected to increase to a staggering 4.5 billion people. African cities are growing at a rate that is unprecedented in human history. Everything will be fundamentally disrupted. These new and unique challenges cannot be addressed by trying to cut and paste solutions from other markets. They require a deep understanding of the local context and cultural nuances. However, the African startups that are developing these disruptive solutions have limited resources and struggle to reach scale. And large African corporates are struggling with their own constraints. The same discipline that makes them great at large-scale operations also kills off innovation and blocks essential business model pivots. Competitive threats are coming from all sides, and even the most established corporations are at risk of losing market share and relevance. African challenges are best solved by African innovators, and corporate startup collaboration is critical for success. The ASIP Accelerator Program, powered by Startup Bootcamp Afritech, was created to scout, scale, and scale the most disruptive startups on the continent. And we help corporates to future-proof your business by partnering with startups and building internal innovation capabilities. Our corporate partners have been exposed to hundreds of relevant startups, and those deep engagements have led to measurable shift in mindset. They have become more lean and agile, both externally and internally. We are in the midst of the most dramatic transformation in human history. All across the continent, the future is being written by disruptive African startups collaborating with innovative corporates and leading investors. We invite you to join us in scaling African solutions for African challenges.
Within the context of this massive demographic trend, we're now faced with COVID. Nearly every industry has been profoundly disrupted, and not in the way that we normally embrace or celebrate. COVID accelerated the disruption across the entire value chain and touched nearly every single industry and every aspect of our lives, including logistics, retail, agriculture, education, finance, credit, health, just to name a few. But even in the face of these tectonic shifts, corporates struggle to adapt quickly. And this creates fertile ground for startups to step in with radically new solutions. And you are about to see some of the most exciting innovations from all across the continent. It is important to remember that we focus on startups that are still early in their journey. It is important to remember that we focus on startups that are still gaining traction. SBC will continue to support these startups long after Demo Day and after they've continued on their journey. So you will be seeing a range of companies, some that are already generating significant revenues across multiple geographies, and some that are still flying largely under the radar. After these pitches, you will have an opportunity to directly connect with these founders and startups in the breakout sessions, which you will see the links to below. I would now like to introduce the Honorable Minister, Papa Amadou Sarr.
Thank you, Philip, for that great introduction and for being our guest here at the DHub today. It is my utmost pleasure to host this cohort of 11 brilliant entrepreneurs for Asip Startup Bootcamp Demo Day, co-organized together with Telecel Group, Startup Bootcamp, and JFG, which means for the Delegation for Rapid Entrepreneurship for Youth and Women, here in our brand new innovation place named DHub, located in our offices at the heart of Dakar in Point E. Innovation and digitalization are not only a concern for Senegal, but a driver of growth we are leveraging on to optimize and boost key sectors and stakeholders from our market, such as agriculture, health, education, transport, fintech, and innovation in a nutshell. For more than 3 years now, the government of Senegal has been providing specific support and assistance to startups through JFG in a way that was never done before. For instance, it is almost $27 million that we have been allocating through our fund for innovation and support to startups, which has been implemented over the last 5 years. In the last 3 years, we've indeed been financing, incubating, and supporting with acceleration programs and incubation programs more than 120 startups in the early and expansion phase and more than 100 innovative entrepreneurs in their ideation phase. We have always been collaborating with entrepreneurship support organizations, state agencies, corporates, and international organizations, as well as academic and non-profit partners, so that beyond building great entrepreneurs, we ensure that they get access to a world-class ecosystem to nurture their innovative projects. Having this ASIP program hosted here in Dakar also marks the next phase of our strategy to develop a top-tier ecosystem. We are making sure that the gap from growth to scale-up can be bridged, especially for startups from French-speaking Africa, but also for those that are at a continental and international level, willing to explore this huge and yet untapped market. We are therefore honored that the DRFG is being associated to this great initiative for startups development and highly value this opportunity to witness the resourcefulness and the powerful creativity of young Africans from all over the continent, whose ideas and commitment are the driving force of our social and economic development and prosperity. This is the beginning of a strong and fruitful partnership aligned with our vision to position Senegal amongst the top 10 African startup ecosystems during the next 3 years and among the 5 most innovative countries within sub-Saharan Africa. This is also the start of a new path for collaboration between startups from all around Africa and Senegalese startups that could potentially lead to joint ventures, partnerships, commercial relationships, and at least experience sharing and knowledge transfer from one country to another and from one company to another amongst Africa. I therefore urge all of the stakeholders that participated to this initiative to further develop the networks and links initiated here in Dakar for the emergence of a strong ecosystem all over the continent across Africa. I am confident that this cooperation keeps the momentum high for our ecosystem to grow its attractiveness towards VCs, international and local investors, and the most innovative startups. Senegal is yet, but definitely now positioned as the current and next place to be for innovators who want to think outside the box, test, learn, and scale their business across the continent and beyond the continent. On that note, I wish all the startups and people that came from abroad and local partners a good luck and a good demo day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for those kind words. We are grateful for your incredible support and partnership and look forward to an exciting adventure ahead. I would now like to introduce Telecel Group Executive Deputy and ASIP Director, Eleanor Azar.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege and an honor to be hosted in Dakar by DHub, a space commissioned by DARE, a youth and women empowerment structure set up by the President of the Republic of Senegal, His Excellency Mr. Macky Sall. How appropriate this is with the majority of our selected top 11 startups being founded or being led by women of all ages, something that we are really proud to have and see. We would like to give thanks to the Honorable Minister, Mr. Papa Amadou Sarr. We look forward to more synergies and a long journey of working together for the benefit of the African communities. Today is the demo day of our top 11 selected startups. This is the culmination of many months of hard work and great effort from everyone involved. Thank you to all of you who applied to the Africa Startup Initiative Accelerator Program, a record-breaking 2,230 applications. Thank you to everyone who went through the process, and especially to the ones that were selected. This was only the start of many weeks of hard work for you, but here you are, you made it. Our special thanks also go to the teams involved, from Telecel, from our partners, Rainmaking Innovations, Startup Bootcamp AfriTech, to Philip Karikov and his magnificent team. And my profound thank you go to the DARE team. Ultimately, we have created the very first virtual accelerator program that covered the entire African continent. ASIP was founded by Telecel Group CEO Mo Damouche, and it was officially launched during the Mobile World Congress in 2018 in Barcelona, in the presence of African ICT ministers, United Nations representatives, investors, and entrepreneurs in the IT and telecommunication fields. Since then, we have sponsored and invested in an array of startups from all over the African continent. We came into contact with Startup Bootcamp during the AfricaCom event in November 2019, and it became apparent to us that there is a lot of synergies in what we both want and do. And it was clear that working together was going to achieve a lot more than for each of us to be working alone. And thus the journey with Startup Bootcamp started, and we are very pleased so far with the outcome. To tell you a little more about Telecel and the reason it created the Africa Startup Initiative Program, aka ASIP. The Telecel brand is deeply rooted in the African continent and culture. It is actually one of the very first brands to bring telecom services to Africa. And this is why there is an affinity between the brand and the African people. Telecel Group has 4 pillars of business. The first one being the Telecel Mobile, which operates and manages several mobile operators under the same brand throughout Africa and Europe, with the new aim to transform mobile operators on the African continent and digitize subscribers with innovative services. The second pillar is Telecel Global Services, which is the B2B arm of the group. It's present in more than 27 countries worldwide and provides services to more than 250 telecom operators and service providers who use our hubs in New York, London, and South Africa. It is currently diversifying its portfolio of businesses by creating a Pan-African data center service provider and East to West African fiber infrastructure. The third one is Telecel Play, which is a platform with an African identity to develop a 4-dimensional application that will transform the way people do retail. We are drawing on the experience of our group chairman, Hugues Mullier, in the retail space. Telecel Play aims to transcend commerce as it exists today. The first pillar came along when ASIP was created. Africa Startup Initiative Program was created to give back to the communities in which Telecel Group operates. Driven by Telecel Group values and their belief that all its entities will do better in thriving environments and communities, Telecel is developing social programs to help them, while maintaining its policy for its mobile network operators to continue being an opportunity creator in terms of direct and indirect jobs in their respective countries, and developing a profound respect to the environment and contributing in all ways possible to a greener lifestyle. At ASIP, we recruit top innovative startups in Africa and offer them support and guidance. We are continuously selecting the best of the startups. These are the future businesses that will build and lead the economies on the African continent. These are the ones who can find solutions to their everyday challenges because they understand the context they live in and the needs better than anyone. All we have to do is support them and nurture them to become the leading businesses of the future. I want to acknowledge and thank our advisors, Mrs. Dale Matthias and Dr. Ali Obaid, for their time and invaluable contribution, and our key tech partners including AWS, Google, Microsoft, VC48, Enrich, Inner-City, and many more corporates in the banking, finance, and many other related sectors. With your help, ASIP aims to support the next generation of early-stage African tech startups, disrupting key industry verticals that include fintech, insurtech, agri-tech, e-commerce, digital health, and clean tech. Telecel will provide the participating startups with access to markets through their mobile services across the continent, and we look forward as we progress to signing proof of concepts and commercial agreements, which are currently in the stages of preparation. The Telecel Group welcomes all the corporates, officials, investors, and mentors who are continuously giving their time and efforts and also their money to support this. We believe in it, and we know you do too. We are in it for the long run, and we know that you will be too. Good luck to the top 11, and we look forward to witnessing today the progress that you have made after being in the ASIP Accelerator Program powered by Startup Bootcamp Afritech. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, Telcel Group is a corporation that is pursuing a leading position for innovation and digitization on the African continent. We have been working closely with both end customers, SMEs, and large corporations to deliver our services across the continent. Yet Telecel has its own startup story. Like many of the audience, the company has started with 3 young individuals aiming to make a change. Determination, loyalty, and dedication were very essential, but that's not all. When we started back in 2007, we faced the same challenges that most of the startups on the African continent are still facing today. Financing, regulations, international market access, women contribution, underdeveloped infrastructure, market awareness, and knowledge transfer. Many of those has changed, but not up to the level of our startups' ambitions. All these circumstances have motivated Telecel Group, like many others, to come up with solutions. Africa Startup Initiative Program was established for 2 main reasons. One, which is related to our internal needs, as we wanted to keep the startup spirit, which we always admired. ASIP was a great solution for us to stay updated, to learn, to interact with our potential corporate customers. The second reason was to create market awareness and mainly to attract financing firms to look at the startup ecosystem and invest more in what is going to be the future economy pillars. Thankfully, there are other much appreciated initiatives like DER in Senegal. The government of Senegal, by supporting this initiative, is bringing a beautiful example on the effective contribution that would empower women and youth to lead future businesses. Together with the amazing team of DER and Startup Bootcamp Afritech and many others, we can help, support, and create opportunities to overcome the challenges and create awareness. Also to bring attention to an ecosystem which is bringing one of the highest growth rates in the world. We have succeeded so far to engage large corporations like Amazon, Facebook, Toyota, Google, and others to contribute to the startups that are being sponsored under this program. It is a great responsibility, full of adventures. It allows us all to go younger and step back with our memories to the old days. It regenerates our energy. We all need this interaction, governments, corporates, communities. So let us grow this ecosystem together. Let us empower those initiatives. Let us create awareness and attention. Thank you.
The inaugural ASIP program started on an incredible note. We received over 2,200 applications, and after a rigorous selection process, 10 startups and 1 scale-up became part of the ASIP Accelerator. First up is UStackly, a startup with an online stack learning platform that offers micro degrees and courses in programming and tech. Please welcome to the stage the COO Ibrahim from Nigeria.
Globally, the demand for qualified tech professionals outweighs the supply. Every year, this gap of unmet needs is growing wider. Right now, there are about 1 million tech jobs that are unfilled, and by 2030, that number will grow to 85 million. This should be an incredible opportunity for Africa, a continent with more than 250 million youth, and the number is expected to increase by 25% in the next 10 years. Tragically, this isn't the case. African developers constitute less than 4% of the global software developer population. So, why is this? The problem is students lack access to high-quality tech education at a price that works for the African budget. and African companies struggle to acquire and train competent tech talent. The best talents are usually recruited by foreign employers with big budgets. Ustaki is an edtech platform that teaches industry-relevant tech skills with on-demand, self-paced training courses called microdegrees. Our microdegrees contain high-quality videos and animation that breaks down complex concepts into simple modules and makes learning fun. We also provide personalized mentorship to give students real-time support while learning. To validate mastery, Ustaki includes quizzes and real-life-based capstone projects. After completing each microdegree, we offer career guidance and certificates to make them job-ready. For companies that hire us to upskill their in-house tech professionals, we also offer a performance monitoring dashboard so they can easily track all their team members. Delivering on the promise of quality training at an affordable price, individuals can access any of our training by buying a personal license to any microdegree for an average price of $100. A company can upskill its workforce by buying a team license for the desired microdegree at an affordable price of $120 per employee. To put into perspective, a personal or team license for similar training on other platforms would cost over $1,000 per individual or employee. Ustaki officially launched to the public in January of 2021. In just 9 months, we've been able to secure valuable partnerships with organizations like Data Science Nigeria and Innovation Hub. We have also registered more than 8,000 students. While most are from Nigeria, we have enrolled students from other African countries, including some from Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and Morocco. The average time to complete our microdegree is 3 months, and Ustaki has already produced more than 50 highly skilled graduates. And this is just the beginning. With a market size of over $1.8 billion in Africa, Ustaki aims to target 10% of this market in the next 5 years. We have been running a pilot with the Lagos State Government through its Employment Trust Fund, LSCTF, and Lagos Innovates. In this program, any student who successfully completes a preliminary qualification microdegree becomes eligible for more advanced microdegrees. We are excited to announce today that LSCTF has expanded the program to train 20,000 students and provide access to finance to graduates. In addition to creating 20,000 newly highly skilled and certified tech professionals, Ustaki will generate $2 million in revenue. Our team is made up of seasoned senior-level tech professionals. Teslim Sulaiman, the CEO, has over 10 years of experience training students on platforms like Udemy and YouTube, with tech mentorship and review experience as a Udacity mentor and code reviewer. Ilyas Shaladogun, the CTO, has over 10 years of experience as a tech trainer, with some of his trainees moving on to become software developers in companies like Flutterwave. I am Ibrahim Mudathir, the COO. I have over 5 years of experience as a tech mentor with mentees who have gone on to get employment in tech companies in Nigeria and outside. Our mission is to make these engaging, high-quality and affordable microdegrees available to students across numerous African markets over the next 18 months. If you know of government partners, educational institutions, corporate partners, or investors that can help bring us into new markets or help us achieve our goals, then we look forward to speaking with you afterwards. Thank you.
Motito has a buy now, pay later platform that allows small businesses to offer interest-free credit at a point of sale. Let's hear from the CEO, Toby Martins from Ghana.
Sometimes money can be the only thing standing between you and your goals. Imagine living in a country where people often pay rent 2 years in advance. As a young person, this could leave a strain in your pocket and leave you stranded for several months. And this used to be my story. And it still is for a lot of young people living in Africa. Oftentimes, these people get taken advantage of by predatory lenders offering excessively high interest rates. It's no secret that Africa is primarily a cash-based economy. Credit cards are not very popular in this part of the world. Financial institutions often focus on working with corporate clients. In an economy where most people, about 70%, don't work in corporates, this leaves over 100 million people underserved. And this is where we come in. We are promoting financial inclusion and increased access to credit on the African continent. We are doing this through our Buy Now Pay Later platform, which is made for Africa. This platform allows small businesses to offer interest-free credit at point of sale, meaning you could walk into your local Samsung store and get to pay in 4 installments over a 3-month period. The merchants find it helpful because they get to upsell their existing customers while also increasing affordability for the consumers as well. Most people ask me, if it's interest-free, then how do we make money? In turn for offering this service, we charge the merchant a 10% on the value of the transaction. Also, the consumer gets to pay 5% after the first month. This business model is similar to Affirm and Afterpay, which is valued at $12 billion and $29 billion respectively. We are currently operational in Ghana, and since we launched, we have over 2,500 users across 55 stores. We've also made a transaction of over $70,000. We're growing at 10% month on month, and we have a 1% default rate. You may be pleased to know that this market is currently estimated at $5 billion in Africa and is projected to hit $4 trillion as of 2030, according to the Allied Research. We are made of a team of rockstars. There is myself, Toby Martins. I have a background in tech, often working with startups on the continent, such as M-Pharma, which is a venture-backed startup, which I joined at a very early stage and left after Series C. There is my co-founder, Betty Blavo, who has a lot of business development experience and marketing experience, which she brings to our team. In conclusion, if you know a merchant that would like to increase their revenue through this model, or a credit provider that would like to expand their reach and increase their lending portfolio, or an investor that is passionate about promoting financial inclusion for young people on the continent of Africa, come talk to us.
WorldBay Technologies has a product called Grocery, which provides consumers with a pay-when-you-can platform that aggregates micropayments towards a monthly staple food bundle. Please welcome to the stage CEO Lanre from Nigeria.
Food, a basic need, right? This need is not so basic for millions of people living on the continent. Every single day, 250 million people go without food in Africa. 783 million more live on less than $5 a day. Meet David, a day laborer in Lagos. His income is $150 per month, but it's very inconsistent. He doesn't know how much he will earn on any given day. So when money comes in, he usually spends that on the food that he needs for that day. Because he's always buying in small quantities, he's basically penalized and has to pay an average of 25% more than the wealthier customers who are able to buy in volume. This is the tragic irony of our food system. The less you earn, the more you spend on food. It is estimated that there are 89 million people in Nigeria who spend more than 100% of their average monthly income on food. GrowCity provides consumers with a pay-when-you-can platform that aggregates micropayments towards a monthly staple food bundle. We offer 5 different bundles ranging from 9 to 17 of the most commonly used and non-perishable food items, including rice, pasta, beans, wheat, milk, seasonings, oils, etc. Each bundle has an affordable subscription plan. On average, we save our customers up to 20% on their monthly food purchases, and they can use that to purchase other essential needs instead of falling deeper into the debt trap. GrowCity leverages economies of scale and direct purchasing relationships with farmers, aggregators, and manufacturers. We bypass distributors, wholesalers, and retailers in the chain, delivering directly to our consumers. We have also automated and optimized the process of collecting tens of thousands of micropayments and properly verifying who was fully paid, as well as optimization of the last mile delivery process. These disruptive innovations enable us to generate gross margins of 20%, all while lowering the price of staple foods. Currently, we have over 6,000 subscribers to our plans in Lagos, Nigeria. Our users spend on average $28 a month with us, making 13 contributions of about $1.50 each towards their food bundles. This translates to over 150 deliveries made to real families and people every day. We have grossed over $250,000 in revenue in the past 12 months, but the real success story is the lives we've been able to impact. 100 million Nigerians live below the poverty line. 40% of these people live in urban areas where food is traditionally more expensive. GrowCity aims to serve 2% of this Nigerian market over the next 3 years, which equates to $20 million per month in customers' savings with us. We are delighted to announce our partnership with the Lagos State Government in conjunction with the World Bank Appeals Project. With this partnership, we are able to expand our monthly baskets to include fresh food items like vegetables, poultry, and aquaculture products secured directly from the farmers. This brings the middle income earner segment firmly into our offering and will increase our month-on-month growth rates by an extra 5%. Our team consists of Irene, a strategist previously working with startups and corporates in building, executing, and optimizing communications and marketing strategies for business growth. She heads our marketing and growth efforts. Obi leads our engineering team and has over 15 years of extensive experience of cloud architecture and technologies, making him an accomplished professional in designing, implementing, and configuring a wide variety of technologies. Amechi, an advisor and a senior financial analyst at Amazon in Seattle. And I'm Lanre, an alumni of Imperial College of Science, Technology, and Medicine, and I also hold an MBA from the University of Hull, both in the UK. I have over 13 years of entrepreneurship experience, spanning multiple sectors, including hospitality, the petroleum industry, and most recently, the food sector. As CEO, I have previously built a company to a $7 million turnover in 3 years and successfully exited. Our current capacity is overstretched and can only service our current user base as we need inventory to ensure prompt delivery. However, we can achieve a 20% month-on-month growth rates as evidenced by our inquiry backlog with supplier partnerships from FMCGs and the $2 million we now seek to raise. If you know manufacturers, producers, or investors who would like to embark on this remarkable journey with us, please get in touch.
Weather Ventures provides underlying technology to enable financiers and retail merchants to offer their goods and services on credit to the people in the informal sector. Please welcome to the stage the CEO, Samuel Njuguna from Kenya.
The problem is that the current credit scoring approaches were designed for people who are banked. And we have a huge majority of people who are either unbanked or underbanked. At the same time, these financial institutions are looking at ways to lend to these people who are unbanked and underbanked. And at the same time, these people or these new segments are generating data for the telcos, for the small retailers, for the electronic shops, and they would also like to lend or offer credit to these segments. So what's our value proposition? Weather is a B2B fintech provider that uses alternative credit scoring services through API integrations, enabling any entity to provide services or credit solutions to the unbanked and the underbanked. Our proprietary credit scoring solution utilizes hundreds of traditional and alternative data points to risk profile these people who are unbanked and underbanked. In a scenario whereby the business doesn't have the lending solutions, but it has data for credit scoring, we do provide an end-to-end lending platform, which has the credit scoring embedded to it, and through that they can be able to determine whom to lend to. Our business model is one whereby it has three options. One, we charge $1 for every credit scoring approach or every credit scoring score. Secondly, with our partners, we participate in revenue share on the interest income, whereby Weather takes 30% and our partner takes 70%. And thirdly, in a scenario whereby we are providing the end-to-end solution to an entity, we charge $10,000 for the solution and 20% of the license fee for the maintenance fee. The traction we have had so far is that in 2 years, we are an already established multinational customer base, and our clients span from Ghana, Haiti, Cameroon, Uganda, Lesotho, and Kenya. To date, we have processed more than 800,000 credit scoring outputs, and we have helped customers earn over $200,000 in income. The market size that you're looking at, or the opportunity that we have here, is one whereby the gap between those who require credit and the inability to access that credit, it's up to a tune of $331 billion in sub-Saharan Africa. One of the key partnerships we have had so far is that we partnered with Quantum Technology, a company in Ethiopia that provide integration services for banks in the country. And so far they have managed to get into partnership with 2 of the big banks in that market. And out of this, we expect to make over $100,000 in a year's time in terms of income from this partnership. On our management team, as you'd expect with any big dream, you require a big team that is focused and passionate. My name is Samuel Njuguna. I'm the CEO of the company. My background is in computer science, and I've founded other startups that have grown to a tune of 10,000 users in Kenya, Uganda, and Ghana. Our CTO, Samuel Kareu, he has been an employee of some of the blue chip companies globally, such as IBM and Microsoft, and has also been part of successful tech startups in Africa, such as Twiga. Our CFO, Kevin Buisa, is an associate actuary of the USA. He has a background in management from Cass Business School, and he's also very passionate about the space. Our ask is that if you would like to have credit scoring services, or if you have a company that would utilize our service in enabling us to credit score your customers, to provide lending solutions to your clients, we are the team to talk to. And if you are an investor, we are looking for 1.5 million USD to expand our offering in more countries. Thank you.
AgrixTech is an AI-based platform that delivers professional agricultural advisory services in a format that is easily understandable to any farmer, regardless of their education or experience. Here's the CEO, Adamu, from Cameroon.
In Cameroon, the percentage of farmers who lose money each season is nearly 40%. Most of these farmers rely on the income from the end of the season in order to provide for their family and plan the next season. So, even a slight loss of this income can result in a series of catastrophic consequences for them. The three biggest farming risk factors are crop disease, poor farming practices, and funding. Many farmers are self-taught with minimal formal training. They lack the tools, resources, and knowledge which are available to larger players. They struggle to afford higher quality seeds and inputs. AgrixTech is an AI-based platform that delivers professional agricultural advisory service in a format that is easily understandable by farmers, regardless of their education and experience. We help to make farming projects much more profitable, and we reduce crop failure by 90%. Our algorithms solve three major problems for our clients. We help them to choose the best crop based on their specific soil type, weather patterns, and previous crop history. We help them to properly monitor the health of their crop and advise on the key activities they should undertake at the different stage of the farming season. And finally, we help them to detect crop disease very early and provide solutions to minimize damages. As a result, we remove uncertainty and high stress that these farmers experience, because for most of them, their farm is their only source of income. All of this is available to our clients at an affordable subscription fee of $10 per month. This represents only an increase of 3% of their cost, while we decrease their risk of crop failure by 90%. We earn an average of $40 per farmer per season, and because we have automated the delivery of our service, our costs are only $20 per farmer per season. The market potential for this business is huge. Cameroon has about 2 million farmers, which represent a market size of $200 million. And we expect to reach 15% of this market in the coming 3 years. At even 1%, meaning 20,000 farmers, AgrixTech will generate a revenue of $2 million yearly. While our initial market is Cameroon, our AI algorithm covers crops that are grown in Senegal, Nigeria, Kenya, and most of sub-Saharan Africa. I'm happy to announce a potential partnership with LAMEC, one of the biggest microfinance institutions in Cameroon. Over the next 6 months, this partnership will make AgriStech accessible to as many as 3,000 new farmers. In fact, in the last 3 months, we have developed an exciting new product which combines data of a farmer and the crops into an agricultural risk scoring tool. This risk score can be used by microcredit institutions to substantially minimize their risk. In turn, they can make loans available to farmers at a much more affordable rate. Our team is composed of Dorothée. She leads the development of our product. She worked for 4 years at the Institute of Agricultural Research and Development, where she developed organic solutions to help farmers control and mitigate crop diseases. Our CTO, Modeste, was my classmate at the engineering school. We built our first startup back in 2011, and after that, he has experience in developing software used by thousands of people. And finally, I'm Adamu. I'm an entrepreneur who have built award-winning startups, leveraging my skills in sales and marketing. To sum up, if you know organizations or associations of farmers, and you would like to help reduce crop losses and increase yield, please come speak to us. If you know credit lenders who would like to expand their offering to farmers, please come speak to us. And finally, if you know investors who would like to join us at this exciting inflection point of our growth, please come meet us and we'll be happy to walk you through our model. Thank you.
Tumeza is an online platform that provides immediately accessible working capital-based support to small-scale transporters. Meet CEO Gogo all the way from Zimbabwe.
I have an uncle who owns 3 delivery trucks active locally within Zimbabwe. He was very successful and was always landing lucrative contracts with large-scale enterprises active within Zimbabwe as well as cross-border. However, he was facing a small issue as most of these payments were taking place 30 days after delivery, and he would struggle sourcing funds in order to pay for fuel, tires, as well as service other short-term operational expenses that needed to be serviced prior to him being able to move those shipments on behalf of those enterprises. For as long as I can remember, he would frequently have to return to my family, particularly my parents, in order to ask them for a short-term loan in order to pay for fuel prior to him getting paid. He would promise them that he would pay them the second that his client got paid, and to his credit, he was able to consecutively maintain this promise. However, I can imagine that he would dread having to frequently return to family and friends in order to request them to service his short-term loans. This is because he was unable to get access to preferential rates as well as access to loans from former institutions such as bank. This is because he lacked collateral in the form of land and as a result was not able to get access to the services. On the other hand, you have the shipper on the other side of that particular transaction who's struggling to source small-scale transporters who have preferential rates, mostly because he doesn't want to deal with the multitude of those transporters, as well as has to constantly source for quotations that make sense for his organization. Tumeza then steps into this particular transaction by providing a centralized dashboard that allows these shippers as well as these transporters to meet, source quotations from each other, agree on these quotations, finalize the trips, and then Tumeza enters into that particular relationship by providing access to immediately accessible short-term working capital loans for these transporters. This enables shippers to have peace of mind that they're able to get a more reliable pool of transporters, as well as transporters have peace of mind in accepting more loads, knowing that they have access to a loan to allow them to pay for fuel whilst they wait to get paid in those 30 days. I'll give you an example. You have a large-scale enterprises such as the Grain Marketing Board, who has to source about 5 quotations at a time prior to sourcing that one quotation that they will take into the next stage of the delivery process. The shipment may be worth $1,200, but then the cost on the side of the transporter may amount to $1,000. The transporter gets into the relationship with Tumeza by us providing them with access to that short-term loan of $1,000 to pay for fuel as well as these other assorted expenses once that particular contract has been finalized between the transporter as well as the shipper. Our business model works through us being able to utilize private funds that we've been able to source from private lenders, as well as a balance sheet. To date, we earn a facilitation fee of 12% per transaction, as well as we've been able to source private funds at an average of less than 1.5% per month. To date, we've been able to source private funds from private lenders to enable us to test the Zimbabwean market with our transporters prior to us entering the South African market in December. Furthermore, I'm glad to announce that we have a 0% default rate to date, as well as have a 90% retention rate from our transporters as well as clients. The Zimbabwean market has over 3,000 active transporters who are active locally as well as cross-border. Trade takes place primarily between Zimbabwe, Mozambique, South Africa, as well as Zambia. There's currently a backlog of over 200 trips per month that Tumeza can service, but we're only able to actively service about 10% of these trips, largely due to capital constraints. Our greatest validation as Tumeza is when large-scale enterprises are able to use our platform, not only to manage their transporters, but as well as to give access to their transporters to working capital. So today, I'm excited to announce that we've entered a partnership with Pick n Pay Zimbabwe, allowing us to let them manage their loads on our platform, as well as provide us with access to their transporters, ensuring that they're able to earn greater reliability on their own for their transporters to move their goods, as well as the transporters to have peace of mind that they're able to accept more loads from enterprises such as Pick n Pay without having to worry about the fact that they're getting paid after 30 days. The team is extremely excited about providing access to working capital loans to small-scale transporters, as well as the greater logistics space. I myself have previously co-founded a VC-funded startup in Namibia that was providing B2B solutions to retailers. During my tenure, we grew the business 7x and we successfully exited in 2017. My partner, Tebogo Manakana, is an experienced financial manager who has worked in internal audit systems for large enterprises within South Africa. I stand before you today asking for support in order to allow us to service these transporters who urgently need these funds in order to accept more loads from their large-scale transporters. Furthermore, we'd like to be able to work with more shippers, not only within Zimbabwe, but as well within the greater Southern African space. So if you know any shippers that may be interested in our solution, please let them reach out to us. Furthermore, we're asking for low-cost debt capital in order to forward to our shippers to enable them to accept more loads, as well as asking for $400,000 to allow us to grow, as well as service more loads from our transporters, not only within Zimbabwe, but across Africa, as well as into other emerging markets. Thank you.
Her Economy is a female-led startup that provides women in Nigeria with savings, discounts, investments, and other capacity-building exercises. Meet the CEO, Ifedorosinmi Eti.
My mom is a lawyer by profession. As soon as she started having children, she put her career on the back burner and focused on looking after her family. When we were old enough and she wanted to start a business, she realized that she had no savings at all and she couldn't make any meaningful financial contribution. This situation is not peculiar to my mom alone. It is typical for most African women. According to the IMF, only 37% of women in sub-Saharan Africa have bank accounts, and most of them don't even have savings. Unfortunately, economic benefits are not reaching Nigerian women. They are 25% less likely than men to participate in the labor force, and when they do get hired, they are paid only 75% of what men are paid for the same position. To solve these issues, we have built Her Economy, a community for empowered women combined with a financial platform to level the playing field. On the community side, we facilitate capacity building sessions and help members access jobs, grants, and other resources that they need. The financial platform consists of two interrelated and complementary components. First, through a unique partnership, we offer special bank accounts with lower fees and better rates so that women can earn higher interest on their savings. We host regular savings challenges that encourage women to compete with each other to reach their goals. Second, we have developed partnerships with leading brands and companies that offer special discounts up to 30% to our members. This empowers women to save money on products and services that they need to thrive on a day-to-day. From lifestyle products, salons, restaurants, consultants, car dealerships, airlines, we have a plethora of local and global brands. In the economy, women can connect, earn, save, and thrive. We have a multi-pronged revenue model. On the community side, we use a freemium model with 3 premium membership tiers. When members use our bank accounts, they earn up to 8% interest, and we earn an additional 2% on the spread. We also generate revenue through ads when brands promote their services and products to our members. And we are working on a new model to earn transaction fees from our partners. This will be rolled out within the next few months. Since we launched our app in December 2020, over 15,000 members have joined our platform. We have more than 60 local and global partners, including recent additions like Qatar, Radisson Blue, and Sweet Sensation. During our most recent savings challenge, more than 500 women participated in just 3 months, and they boosted their personal savings accounts by more than $100,000 together. We are currently in the pilot phase for a significantly enhanced savings feature. When the word leaked out, our members started messaging us to get on the waiting list. We now have more than 1,300 women eager to start depositing money into this savings account. Nigeria has the highest number of unbanked people in the world. Currently, there are over 118 million Nigerians who are unbanked, with 55.9% female, and we are perfectly positioned to capture this market. In Nigeria alone, there's an estimated 64 million women without bank accounts and many more who will happily switch to our targeted accounts. We're excited to announce that we just signed a partnership with Amazon EU, which will be recruiting for hundreds of roles directly from our community. Our team of solid professionals have a combined experience of over 40 years in founding startups, software development, project management, content creation, human resources, and data analytics. My name is Ife. I am the CEO and renowned for my youth empowerment efforts. This has led me to working with the World Bank as a youth advisor on youth unemployment issues, and I was nominated as a Peace Scholar by the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I have also won several awards for my efforts supporting women all across Africa. Our CTO Ramat has a background in software development, and she has also founded several startups. We also have mentors like Mr. Kehinde Durosimi Eti, the former MD of Sky Bank and the current chairman of Lagos State Security Trust Fund, and several advisors who have deep experience in the banking sector, and they are passionate about seeing this product work. Moving forward, we are looking to partner with amazing brands who believe in the empowerment of women, like Amazon, the #2 company in the world. So if you are looking to deepen your diversity and inclusion efforts by hiring more women on your team, or you're looking to raise brand awareness for your products and services with influential and inspiring women, then please connect with us. We are currently raising a $500,000 seed round to help us scale. If you know any investors who will like to help us in bringing this vision to life, please reach out to us. We dream of a world where women have equal opportunities to men. We believe that this is the only way that women can be truly empowered, through capacity building, an amazing network, and financial services. Welcome to Herconomy.
Meet Nucleus IS, a technology for Africa's health insurance value chain that curtails fraud, reduces cost, increases efficiency, and provides distribution channels for sales. Here's CEO Olukayode from Nigeria.
In 2017, my friend Wale was visiting me in another part of Lagos and had a medical emergency. We went to the hospital to get care, and on the attender's advice, he was able to use my health insurance card to access care. We tried at 2 different hospitals, and the experience was the same. They only made me sign a blank claims form and treated him without any validation. When we asked how this was possible, they said the health insurance guys can't check and they will pay anyway. We are as shocked as you are right now. And we commissioned a research into the health insurance space and discovered that there are even deeper problems. Beyond the identity fraud, the industry is plagued by inefficient and manual processes. The interaction between the HMOs and the hospital was broken, and the data and technology required to scale was not just available. At the time, health insurance companies were losing 30% of their revenue to fraud of different kinds. And shockingly, they were only able to renew 10% of their retail customers year on year. To cap it on, and this is perhaps the biggest problem, health insurance companies were struggling to register and collect payment from individuals who are not in paid employment. The plans were not just accessible and affordable to the average person on the street. As a result of all this, less than 5% of the 200 million people who live in Nigeria have access to health insurance today. And 98% of this number are registered by their employers. Health insurance companies simply do risk by grouping employees together, and the huge retail space is still largely untapped. We developed Nucleus as a solution to all of this, and it's a simple software that equips health insurance companies with the capacity to interact with hospitals and enrollees on a single platform. Health insurance companies who use us today can now deliver care and manage risk while reducing cost and expanding services. Our solution completely automates health insurance operations, and we enable them to capture biodata for individuals on the go. We enable enrollee validation at hospital location, and people like Wale can no longer use another person's card to access care today. We also ensure that they don't pay more than they should by ensuring that we force claims to pre-agreed tariff. And we now use artificial intelligence to ensure that hospitals cannot bill for additional services that do not match the diagnosis. All of these we deliver in a single and connected platform to ensure data exchange on the go. Now that the rates are available, we have built extensive APIs to integrate with large retail and distribution partners. One of our key partners is OPay, and we now distribute health insurance products through a network of more than 2,000 agents in Lagos and Oyo State. Finally, we are now in the pilot phase of our Pay Small Small plan that enables consumers pay for health insurance in monthly installment, and they can even get a loan from us. This is the first time credit has been offered for insurance in Nigeria, and we are proud to be disrupting the industry and dramatically expanding coverage. Our business model is split into two primary revenue streams. We charge health insurance companies a one-off deployment fee of an average of $10,000, and they also pay a maintenance fee of 20 cents on each of the lives managed on the system. We also charge a commission of 5% on every new retail life that we sell via our API, and we are currently generating about $17,000 in revenue every month. In less than 2 years, we have become one of the largest players in the market. We serve 8 of the larger HMOs in Nigeria and collectively cover for more than 700,000 lives. This represents nearly 21% of the current market. With our current pipeline, we will soon be the undisputed market leader with more than 30% of the industry standardizing on our platform. We have recently expanded to Ghana, and we are rolling out with our first health insurance company there. Of Nigeria's 200 million people, less than 5% of the population currently have health insurance, so there's massive opportunity. Using our agent network, our goal is to reach 40% penetration over the next 3 years. That means 80 million people in the health insurance net in Nigeria alone. We have recently partnered with Airtel to provide a first of its kind USSD enrollment across the country, and this will even bring us closer to the people. This partnership will provide 180,000 touch points across the country and potentially add over 20 million people to the insurance net annually. We're also very excited to announce that we are the first technology company licensed in Nigeria by the industry regulator for the health insurance industry. The company is managed by experienced professionals with varied backgrounds across insurance, finance, and technology. I have experience working in the largest insurance company in the world, AXA, and 2 of the biggest banks in Nigeria, GT Bank and Access Bank, and gained valuable experience and relationship responsible for the significant traction that we have seen since we launched. My co-founders have similar experiences gathered at some of the biggest and most innovative companies in Africa and in Europe. If you know of an health insurance company that would like to reduce fraudulent claims by at least 30% and reach a vastly larger new market of customers through our direct enrollment, then please come see us afterwards. If you know of mobile networks or other retail partners that would like to join our ecosystem, please connect with us. Finally, if you're an investor that shares our vision for universal access to insurance and would like to help fuel this rocket ship, then please see us afterwards to discuss our $1 million funding round. Thank you.
Through Jawa Health, expectant mothers access tailored weekly maternal advice and the support they need to identify pathological changes in time. Let's hear more from the COO, Progress from Zimbabwe.
In Western Province, Zambia, in a district called Kalabo, last year alone, 69 mothers died of preventable pregnancy complications. In this district, a lot of people cannot even afford quality health insurance because of how expensive it is to others. Now, it's quite saddening that when mothers get pregnant, they are forced to choose between providing for their families and the quality antenatal care that they're supposed to receive. The problem is that there's less information, or there's more information that is not verified. And also, the other issue is there is proximity between the patient and the hospital. And sometimes it's the white collar syndrome, whereby people are just generally scared of being at the hospital. So now, this year something happened. The Ministry of Health Zambia predicted that only 8 mothers died this year, which means the maternal mortality rate dropped to only 8. You might be wondering how. At Jawa Health, we are assisting mothers remotely through our systems for them to get health care and antenatal care remotely. Just this year alone, we've worked so much to get this into the people's homes. And we have medical practitioners who can interpret the data and consult them remotely. And this means that mothers are able to get 4 times the consultation per month than normal. You might be wondering how. We have community health workers who are there on standby, who visit our patients, and they can track the risk factors. And those with high risk factors such as blood hemoglobin, those with urinary tract infections, those with high blood pressure, pregnancy-induced blood pressure, and even those with gestational diabetes, they can be tracked. And once we see that they have these ailments, we can later on direct them to the nearest health center. So now, at Dawa Health, our model is these mothers, they are able to pay $10 per month, and this $10 for middle income, they can pay for themselves, and for the marginalized communities, this amount can be paid by aid organizations. And now, from where we started in late 2020 to so far, what we have done is we have taken on board 50 community health workers who are helping to administer our services to close to 3,000 mothers. With this, in Africa alone, out of the 10 million mothers that get pregnant annually, 70% of them, they don't have quality antenatal care, yet alone visitations to the hospitals. We are happy to say that we've partnered with MTN Zambia Information Communication Technology Authority. We've also partnered with United Nations, and we've also partnered with Startup Bootcamp Afritech to administer our service to these people. So now, what we are saying is we are actually looking at traction to get into other countries, and we are hoping that by 2023, we can administer our services to about 1 million mothers. Our management team consists of Chungu Chama, who is a software developer and a co-founder at Dawa Health, who is also the Chief Technology Officer. He's also been part of medical research teams of late. Our CEO is Tafadzo Munzwa, who is also a medical student, but also he co-founded GLET, and he's a co-founder at Dawa, and also he was a vision lead in the making of a project we called CardioX, whereby this machine was supposed to track people's health on the go. And myself, the COO, Progress Maurewa, I once worked at Old Mutual Zimbabwe and First Mutual Zimbabwe. We are asking for a partnership with other organizations and other individuals who can help us to be on our board, and also these individuals can also help us in getting medical supplies that we need in the use of in the administering of our services to our patients. And we are also looking for 300,000 investment at 20% discount pre-seed. Thank you.
And lastly, we have a startup that was part of our scale-up program. Checkit Technologies provides product authentication technology to guarantee the integrity of products as well as safeguard the lives of consumers. Please welcome to the stage the CEO, Dare, from Nigeria.
Imagine your loved one dying from medication that you thought would save them. In 2017, a friend's patient died as a result of taking fake anti-malaria medicine in Ghana. The death, it was caused by ruptured kidney, which was as a result of the active chemical ingredients used in the fake medication that ingested. According to WHO, 100,000 people die every year in West Africa because of counterfeit anti-malaria medicine. In addition to this tragic human cost, there are massive commercial losses. It's established that counterfeit products make up to nearly 40% of fast-moving consumer goods and pharmaceutical products in Africa. This results in huge losses for the industry, to nearly $300 billion every year. Imagine in 5 years, that's $1.5 trillion in losses. All this happens because there is a disconnect between manufacturers and their consumers. It is also the result of inefficient and broken supply chain processes. This is why we created Checkit. Now, Checkit has created a disruptive anti-counterfeiting software as a service product that solves this challenge. Let me show you how it works. Using our dashboard, a manufacturer can easily create unique IDs for products, and our system then logs the identity on the Phantom blockchain network. These unique IDs are converted into QRs and pins, which are added on the product's packaging label and then placed before they are placed on shelves. Consumers see the QR codes or the pins and then can scan them using their camera phone or dialing them using USSD, and can immediately see a verification that the product is legitimate and safe. Consumers are then invited to answer survey questions and then get an instant reward. When they do this, which generates response rates of up to 65%. Now, at Checkit, we also enable consumers every time they have 5 scans to win 100 naira or say 25 cents airtime every time they use this Checkit label. The survey results are then processed and then shown back to brands as real-time consumer insights at a cost and scale that they have never seen before. Brands have the option to follow up with direct messages sent to their consumers and engage their consumers directly with the bulk SMS service that we offer. All of these services are covered under the software as a service solution, which is called Consumer Intelligence. Beyond that, we're also bringing in a new product that enables consumers to verify the authenticity of products just by taking a picture, which is our machine learning solution. We operate a B2B model where we charge businesses while consumers use our services for free. We currently offer 2 primary products, the Consumer Intelligence product. The Consumer Intelligence comes with an annual license fee of about $12,000 and a tiny fee of 1 cent to 5 cents per product tracked. Our machine learning image recognition solution comes at a monthly subscription of about $500 to $950 per brand per month. But the product or the price really depends on the number of brands that you list on the platform. Since we launched 2 years ago, we have scaled rapidly with over 2,000% growth. To date, our secure QR codes have been distributed on more than 10 million products in Nigeria and Afghanistan. We have protected and engaged with over 200,000 consumers directly. One of our clients is Merck, and they are currently rolling us out on over 7 million products in Nigeria. We've raised over $600,000 in equity and grants, and there are more than 18,000 FMCGs and pharmaceutical distributors and manufacturers in Africa, and they generate annual revenue of more than $1 trillion. $300 billion is lost to counterfeits and supply chain inefficiencies yearly. At Checkit, we save our clients up to 70% of their cost, and we only charge 5% of that savings. We are very excited today to announce that we have secured a partnership with Telecel Group to champion our expansion into new markets in Ghana, Ethiopia, and Senegal. The partnership will see Checkit collaborating with Telecel on Telecel Play app in Senegal. We are working on a white label version of the Checkit Consumer Intelligence for Telecel to launch in Ethiopia and Ghana. This provides Telecel with new source of revenue from FMCG clients. Telecel will also integrate its USSD and SMS solution for Checkit in these markets. And finally, Checkit will integrate Telecel subscriber base for target marketing on the Consumer Intelligence platform. Isn't that amazing? The partnership represents a huge win-win as a matter of fact, and we are very excited to be taking this step with Telecel Group across Africa. My core team at Checkit, we consist of experienced professionals on previous startup experiences and exits, as well as experience working with established banks and corporations in Nigeria. Together with our advisors, we have combined over 200 years of experience in the pharmaceutical space and also the FMCG space. If you know anyone in any large pharmaceutical company or FMCG brand that would like to eliminate counterfeit products, or if they would like to explore our disruptive approach to direct consumer engagement, please come have a chat with me afterwards. If you know any investor that will be inspired to help us scale our work across Africa and beyond, then we would love to share more about our upcoming $3 million to $5 million seed round with you. Join us at the corner afterwards. Thank you very much.
Wow, wasn't that incredible? We've had the privilege of working with these teams for the last 3 months, so we've had advanced knowledge of what's coming. But we're terribly excited to now have the opportunity to share that with you. We're incredibly proud of this cohort and how their work in the chosen industries is impacting everyday lives. So please join me in a heartfelt round of applause, virtual applause from all around the world. These founders are delivering solutions that not only impact Africa, but someday may be available in your community. For those of you that are fortunate enough to be living here, you may already be signing up for these apps and services as we speak. In just a few moments, you're going to have an opportunity to engage directly with these inspiring founders in the breakout sessions. But before we get to that, I'd like to thank a few people who made this all possible. Starting with the mentors, who provided their expertise, industry connections, and support throughout the program, and have been doing so since we first came to Africa in 2017. These mentors make introductions, connections, and help the startups to refine their business propositions. I'd also like to offer a very special thank you to the Entrepreneur in Residence, the EIRs, who are the backbone of this program. They provide their expertise to help the startups throughout the 3 months and are available all day, every day, and probably on nights and weekends as well. They are entrepreneurs themselves, and their specialities include finance, tech, growth hacking, marketing, and pitching. These 5 individuals have brought their passion, their expertise, and generosity to this program. I'd like to personally thank Henry, our lead EIR, and the team, including Alan, Jerry, Jocelyn, and Piwa. And now for the unsung heroes that are part of the permanent Startup Bootcamp team. Danielle is our operations manager. She's the glue that keeps this all together. And by now, every founder on the team knows her phone number and her WhatsApp connection by heart. Vianney is our financial director and our portfolio manager, and his relationship with the startups is going to continue long into the future as these startups move towards their eventual exits. Castellan leads our corporate innovation efforts, and he bridges the gap in the corporate startup collaboration for each of the founders. And finally, Michael helps put the productions together and was responsible for not only all the decks, but our entire demo day production. We are profoundly grateful for your selfless devotion and dedication. So this brings us to the conclusion of the formal portion of the ASIP Accelerator Demo Day. However, the next phase is actually the most important, and this depends entirely on you. In the description below, you'll find links to the individual breakout sessions for each of the startup sessions. You're welcome to visit multiple breakout sessions. You just click on one link, engage with the startup, make sure you exchange your contact details, set up calendar invites for follow-up meetings, and then you can jump directly into the next breakout session and be inspired all over again. We've done our part to help get the startups to this phase. The next step in their journey depends on you. Their growth from this stage requires customer engagement, revenue, traction, partnership, and of course, investment, which means that each of you can support as a customer, as a user, as an advisor, and as an investor. A final note to the founders. SBC Afritech exists to accelerate the next generation of African innovators. We are inspired by your progress, we are proud to be investors, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. Onwards and upwards.